I wish I might squeeze a little juice tonight. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Thank you to Edward James Almost Famous for that catchphrase submission. And welcome to Comedy Bang Bang for another week. We are, of course, deep in the throes of Augie Doggy now. And Augie Doggy to remember, Augie Doggy 2020, best Augie Doggy of our lives. And we have a very interesting show coming up this time. We have a little later in the show, we have a newcomer to Los Angeles. We also have a singer-songwriter. We have an actor-producer. And we also have a band, a musical combination. What a packed show this is. Incredible. My name is Scott Aukerman, and I am some of those things, but certainly not all, for I have lived in Los Angeles for a while now. Why don't we get to our first guests? They are the aforementioned band, the musical combination. And this is, I believe they're making their third appearance on the show collectively, perhaps, for the 3 albums that they have out. They have a new album out called Paradiso, just came out in stores. People can get it now. And they're going to be playing songs from that album on the show today. Please welcome back to the show, Mike, Tim, and Jefferson. That's right, the Sloppy Boys. Hello, guys.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hey.
Hi.
I like that you ask a question and then you, Mike, immediately take a drink of water as if there will be no more required from you.
I'm pretty much done from here on out.
This guy is off the clock.
These guys will do the rest.
Sloppy Boys, Paradiso, of course, is the record. This is your third album, is that right?
That's right.
In as many years.
Wow, so you're a 1 album per year cycle. This is like Prince, early Prince era.
Sure.
Sure.
Hold on, let me go back to my water.
Okay. Mike's out for a while. Tim, can you field this maybe?
To answer that question, yes, we are exactly like Prince. In every possible way, really.
But the one thing I do want to say, comparing you to Prince, aka the purple one, aka the symbol.
Oh, this guy.
When are we going to drop that whole thing?
But I do want to compare you to Prince thusly. He appeared on the album in 1988. Cut to 80 years later.
How old is this guy?
We really want to set the scene.
In 1988, he appeared on his album cover for the record entitled Love Sexy in the nude. That's right. In the buff.
Woo.
Which is something that you guys have done for this album, Paradiso. Is that right?
That's right.
That's true, because we're saying here we are. This is us. No major label bullshit. The real us.
And when I say in the nude, Prince we all wanted to see it. He had the audacity to lift his leg up a smidge and cover that dingle. But you guys don't.
Dingleberry?
Yeah, he had a dingleberry.
Oh, God.
That he was trying to obscure.
That's pretty awful. I'll take a look at this later.
Reschedule the photo shoot at that point.
But you guys are just letting it fly out there on the cover of your record with your real penises. This is not any kind of Photoshop situation.
No. Mm-hmm. And that is a photograph too. That's not a painting.
Well, what more needs to be said about the record? I mean, that sold me.
Did you get a copy this time? I remember last time we talked.
I did. Your previous 2 records, you have not sent me either of them.
No, that can't be
That's
true.
not true.
It's entirely true. The first album, I took a look at it. I've told you this before on the show. I've hovered over that purchase button on iTunes so many times. And I look at the total length, and it's under 30 minutes. And it's full price. What is it? $9.99, $12.99, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
And I've just
more if we could, but yeah.
I have just hovered over that so many times, going, I want this record, but I don't want to pay that much. And
what about the Spotify?
No, I don't fuck with Spotify. Oof. But I've asked you for a free copy so many times, and you still have not sent me the first 2 records.
We got to send you something, because you can't be hovering like this guy. You've got a podcast network. You got a wife. You got things you got to do, and
in that order, by the way, of importance.
Yeah, I've got them charted out on my wall, and I just looked over 1, 2. Boom.
Hey, who charted?
Oh,
That's very true.
We're going to be hearing songs from you guys a little later, but we do have to get to our first guest. Is that okay? Or did you have something that was really pressing you wanted to say, Tim?
I'll write it down.
Okay, yeah. Hold it up to the camera if you could. If it's important enough, I'll call on you. We have to get to I don't consider you guys to be our first guests. Your family. It's like we're in the Olive Garden here.
Right.
But this next guy does qualify as a guest. He is in a movie currently streaming on Hulu, as well as being in drive-in theaters, I believe. Called Palm Springs, which up till now has just been a location. It has been a city in California. It's not been a movie. But I will say that a few weeks ago, it became two things. It became a city and a movie. And this is a great movie that I really enjoyed, and I wanted to, give him a little help, give him the CBB bump, and just see if we could get some more eyeballs on this thing. Please welcome back. He's been on the show all 11 years we've been doing it. Please welcome back to the show, Andy Samberg. Hello, Andy.
Hi, not family.
Not family. No, not like the Sloppy Boys.
No,
Hey.
just a guest.
How are you? Great to see you.
You too, bud. How are you?
I'm good. You seem to be in front of, I want to call that a painting, but it could be like a Japanese, what do you call those screens that sort of make partitions?
Yeah, it's like a screen partition.
Yeah. What's painted on it then? It looks like bamboo?
Yeah, bamboo, birds, leaves.
Bamboo and birds, leaves, everything?
Yeah. You'll be shocked to know it's Joanna's.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not really your aesthetic? That's not the kind of thing you would buy necessarily?
Nope. I didn't track this one down.
If you were to buy a screen, what would be on it?
Wayne's World and Bill and Ted and shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show. It's great to see you. You are, of course, one complete third of the Lonely Island. I won't get into the split with you. Who gets more, who gets less. It's equal.
Yeah, much to my chagrin.
Who knew that you would pop the way you did?
We were dumb and we Red Hot Chili Peppered it right out of the gate.
Now you're in this, of course, this movie Palm Springs, which came out on Hulu. We talked about it on the previous episode back in February, I believe, when you were on with Nick Kroll, where it was the largest sale at Sundance, which is a film festival in Utah, the largest sale ever of all time.
Yeah.
And it sold to Hulu.
Sorry, Scott. This deal was made on a ship.
This was why would you think it was on a ship?
You were just talking about big sales, and I just got very confused. And
I see.
Assuming the listener is confused as well.
Okay, no. But you knew that the sale was something that took place. So you knew it was SALE.
I was part of the deal, and I thought it was on a ship, the way you described that. That was very confusing.
This is a great movie. I watched it. I'm not going to lie. I watched it the day it came out. No Sloppy Boys situation for me. I didn't hover at all.
damn.
Wow.
I smashed that
You
button.
treat family that way? It's pretty rough.
I'll catch up with you guys at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay.
Better to be a guest if you want your content consumed.
But I made a night of it. I locked the doors. I said, no one burgle me tonight. I have plans. And I shooed away the neighbors who were gawking at the windows. And I said, no, this is for me and my wife only. And I come nightfall, which occurred at approximately 8:37 that night.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that I could see the screen perfectly. I turned it on, and boy, I tell you, this was, look, not a lot of movies have come out this year.
Right.
So this may not sound like a flex, but it is the best movie of the year so far. Would you not agree?
Well, I'm too scared to watch Invisible Man, so I'm going to say yes.
Well, the good thing about Invisible Man is it's not scary because you can't see him.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Like nothing's going on the screen. Just people are going, oh. But, I mean, look, it's one of the last movies that's ever going to come out or be made.
I think we got a real shot.
You got a shot at the Oscars. I truly believe, unless they pull some bullshit, like saying, you know what, the Oscars, we're just going to skip a year because nothing came out other than Palm Springs.
Right.
Unless they pull some cockeyed bullshit like that, I think you guys are kind of a lock for Best Picture.
From your mouth to my ears.
And God's rear.
Oh.
From my ears to God's rear?
It's a human centipede situation with God here.
I'm always sticking my ears up God's rear.
Sloppy Boys, you see the Palm Springs movie?
I saw it. I loved it. I think I saw it maybe the first day or second day as well. Scott, I jumped right
No,
on.
I said first day, and you're trying to glom on. You're trying to glom onto my compliment by saying I may have waited till the second day.
It may have
not
been,
the
but
same
I don't want to
thing.
go back through my diary and check. But yeah, I thought it was great. I laughed
Loved
a lot
it.
and I had a great time.
Loved it. Fantastic.
Thanks, SBs.
Hey, if we were in the Academy, you would have our votes.
All right.
What do we got to do to get the Sloppy Boys in the Academy here?
We could act in a major motion picture and get nominated, and then maybe
Or
beat
direct and
Andy.
produce.
I don't
We
know.
could do anything.
Yeah, easy peasy.
But how would you describe Palm Springs to the uninitiated?
It's just like,
No, I'm sorry. I'm asking the Sloppy Boys.
sorry, Sloppy Boys hit it.
Here's what I would do is I would say, if you're not initiated, don't initiate. Just watch the film, because I had seen the trailer and I told my wife, honey, I love you. Don't watch that trailer. Just go in fresh. And
Does she listen to you?
she slapped my face and said, you fat fuck.
No, come on. That's not nice of her. You're the average man. I mean, if you were to look up a Google search of average man, you're one of the first pictures that comes up.
And I love that if you type in Tim Kalpakis into Google, that average man is the first thing that comes up. And I love if like someone's checking me out for a writing job or something, they see a picture of me in my underwear.
It's those white boxers you're wearing, right?
Yeah, everything.
I'm
is too
saying you
accurate.
like it's you. It's a cartoon.
It has my face, it has my haircut, and it has my bulge. But don't Google it. Just type in Tim Kalpakis, probably going to join the Academy.
There he is. There he is.
Guys, I found it. It didn't take much digging.
I guess that's more of a boxer brief. It's not a boxer.
Yeah. So, Palm Springs, who described it? Oh, don't describe it is what we're saying. Just check it out, right?
Yes.
That's my advice.
Because the premise of the movie is so charming. I had the same situation. Now, I'd never watched that trailer, but I did have approximately 1.5 conversations with you all about the movie, between you and Akiva. I had a couple conversations, just shy of a couple, about the movie. So I knew the plot going in.
Yeah.
And whereas my wife, Kulop, the minute it sort of clicked for her, she laughed and said, I didn't know this. And she was in and enjoyed it. And so it's almost like you get an extra bit of fun out of it if you don't know the premise.
Yes, I would say most people who are going to like it either way. But if
Yes.
you know nothing going in, you enjoy it more. It's more fun.
So I would say try not to even learn anything about Palm Springs, the location,
Smart.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, Mike, what are 3 things you know about Palm Springs?
Having never been there or read about it, I'd say it's covered in snow. This place is a lot of evergreen trees everywhere, and
Oh, boy.
the wind is whipping through it almost constantly.
Okay. So if you think that, you're in for a lot of surprises when you see the movie.
Right.
Andy, how is the movie doing on Hulu? Because the weekend after it came out, they put out a press release
Yeah.
that said like, hey, Palm Springs, don't have to worry about that. That did pretty well for us. but what are we talking? Did they call you up on Monday and say, Andy, don't tell anyone, but this is how many people watched it. That's fucking great.
They did the same thing to me and the other folks that made it as they did to the public, which was acted super excited but wouldn't tell us any numbers. So
That's
like,
cool.
You're never going to believe it. It got the most views of any movie out of the 3 movies that have ever been on Hulu. And we were like, neat.
Everyone I know has seen it. It seems like it's a big hit. It's, and again, I mean, I think you're looking at a Silence of the Lambs situation where you're taking Best Picture, Best
Right.
Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, Best Screenplay. I mean, everything is all the awards are coming your way this year.
I think guaranteed no matter what, we're a lock, no matter what comes out.
Nothing's coming out. Do you really think Tenet's coming out? Tenet, yeah, it'll wipe the floor with you. It's not coming out before 2021.
Tenet? I don't know that Tenet's going to wipe the floor with us in an awards sense.
Well,
I mean, maybe technical awards.
Oh, someone's snooty about Tenet?
Oh, we don't know yet. Tenet might be a Dudley. We don't know.
When you said awards, I was only thinking technical awards. I don't really pay attention to the above the line stuff.
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, you want to know who's taking home like sound editing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a success, right? Do you feel like it's a success? It's always weird when you sell something to a streamer and they won't tell you how many people saw it and you don't know. But does it feel like one? It feels like an artistic success, at least.
Yes, I feel like it's gotten good reviews. Not that I care about that. And it's also been a lot of like my friends and colleagues have gone out of their way to say, hi, we watched it and it was good. Which is kind of how we gauge it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like, Scott, for example, you texted me and said, hey, nice movie.
Hey, why wouldn't I? If I see a movie that
was shit, if it was dog shit.
Well, I tell you what, if I had the phone number of anyone who's ever been in a movie through the years, I might have texted 10 people over the years to say, hey, nice movie. Harrison Ford for The Fugitive.
Right.
Tom Hanks for the double whammy of Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
That would be two texts back to back.
You hit Hanks up for that?
Sure.
You're like hey.
But you're one of the only movie stars that I have the number of. So, put out more movies. I'll text you more.
Noted and will do. Have you ever texted someone that you like their thing, even though you really didn't like it? You don't have to name any names, but also will you tell us who?
I don't really do that. No, because it's very easy now to say, I just haven't caught up with it yet, much like the Sloppy Boys' first two albums.
So you have heard them and don't like them.
But you can say, just say, Sloppy Boys, congratulations on your albums.
They sound great.
We'll take that as a compliment.
It's actually easier to lie about an album saying you've heard it, because when they go, oh, what'd you like about it? You can always say, oh, I love the first song and the last song, because every album has a first song and a last song. But for a movie, how do you say that? Like, what'd you like about it? The first scene and the last scene. You sound like a liar then,
I guess that's true.
You could say The Dark Night of the Soul.
Sure. I liked Act 1.
I like the fun and games in all the movies.
So, Tim, how would that go? I'd be like, hey, did you see my movie?
I loved The Dark Night of the Soul by Andrew.
Oh, yeah, he saw it. This guy saw the movie. He really saw it.
I felt like I was trapped in the belly of the beast at one point.
Yeah.
When you saved that cat. Oh. But speaking of cats, there's this cat, J.K. Simmons, who's in the movie. This is the second time you've worked with him, isn't it? He's fun, right?
That was such a bummer, that segue. That broke my spirit. It wasn't the pandemic and the quarantine. It was that.
So you're not going to text me later about that segue?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is a great guy.
He's not related to that notorious turf J.K. Rowling, right?
No, they're not related by J.K. But I have constantly asked him if his name is Just Kidding Simmons, and he does not like it.
He doesn't like it, really?
No, he hates it.
How much does he put up with before he just snaps and turns all whiplash on you?
Very little, but I kind of dig it. So I bait him on purpose and then kind of delight in the abuse.
Yeah.
But so if I'm scolding him like his mother, I'll be like, Just Kidding Simmons. Get in here.
Do you get to scold him? Because you're a producer on this movie. Does that mean you can scold any of the actors?
It doesn't work. I mean, JK would definitely not work, because we're all aware he's there doing us a favor.
He's unscoldable when it comes to that.
He's pretty unscoldable. Yeah.
How many days did he do on the movie? If I had to guess.
Yeah, I guess
3
hours. Correct.
Really? That really impresses me then, because he fit a lot in.
I want to say 3, maybe 3.5, Scott. I think you're right on.
Yeah. I like to watch movies and guess how many days everyone worked.
That's fun. That's how your review site works, right?
Yeah. I'm guessing you did 20.
I shot all 21 days of 21.
21 days? 21. Yeah. All right. I'm not far off. This is kind of impressive.
That's a short shoot. That's an indie.
It is. Yeah, it was. It was an indie. And of course, we're not talking about Indiana Jones films, although would you do one of those with my,
for sure,
the aforementioned Harrison Ford from The Fugitive?
Yeah. I would love to be in and play Indiana Jones, and I think I should.
What if you were the grown-up Shia LaBeouf from the last one?
That makes sense to me.
Do the indies have to bring their own whips, or do you think the studio provides that? I'd read somewhere all the indies who get cast, they have to bring their own whips. That's a big part of the audition.
I think you're thinking of James Bond. He has to bring his own gun and Aston Martin.
Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you're going to want to wear a heavy coat and a helmet when you go to those Indie Spirit Awards, because everyone's just whipping around with their whips.
Yeah. Isn't that funny that Alfred Molina is in that first Indiana Jones movie? He's like one of the first guys you ever see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, right? Old Doc Ock himself.
Akiva wouldn't lay off me until I started watching The West Wing, and now I actually am watching it because I never saw it. And
Right.
Jane Lynch is like randomly in it as a reporter sometimes, and it's really distracting because I'm like, why isn't she being very funny?
No, it's interesting when you see someone who becomes more well known for a different tone. Like I'm watching Justified again, and in the 5th season, an actress from The Flash is in it, and it just totally takes me out of the drama every time I see it, because I mean she's good and all, but it's like she's been on so many episodes of The Flash that I've seen that I just, it's a lighter tone. It's more of a superhero thing. I don't know if you've ever seen The Flash or know anything about him. He's the fastest man alive. Barry Allen, he was coated with some chemicals in the comic book that make him run at a faster pace than a normal human being.
The Flash. Yeah.
And I'm not talking, like I can run. I could if you put a gun to my head, 30 miles an hour probably. But
God, my Zoom sort of crackled out. Can you repeat all that? I missed the whole thing about the Flash. You were just starting.
Sorry.
I missed it.
Harry Allen?
Wonderful. Andy Samberg is here, Palm Springs. You want to shout out anyone else in the cast? Do you have Kristen Milioti?
Kristen Milioti. Yeah.
Now, was there a conversation? Was there like, how when you do a movie, sometimes you have a safety meeting? Was there a meeting where you guys talked about pronunciations of each other's names just so there was no confusion?
No, I knew it was Milioti, Kristen Milioti.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Where did you learn that? Do you remember the first time you ever learned that fact?
Probably when I was like watching her in something and I was like, she's such a good actor. What's her name? And then I read it and knew that's how it was pronounced.
How did you know that though? Because I read it and thought it might be Milioti.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's someone somewhere that would pronounce it that way. And who are we to tell them they're wrong?
But she's very funny in the film. I've seen her in things. I've seen her in How I Met Your Mother and Once on Broadway. But she's so funny in this. Was this an offer-only situation? Was there an audition? What happened? What's the process? Did you make her go to Burbank to read sides? How did this movie get cast?
Yeah, what happened was I thought she was a really good actor and other things, and then we asked her to be in the movie, and she said yes.
Awesome. Wow.
So it was an offer.
Was there any kind of like pause in between the end of, hey, do you want to be in this, and her affirmative response?
There was a long pause.
Yeah.
Because when we made the offer, she was on a trip in Africa with no phone.
Whoa.
So we were all, what's going on? Does she want to do it or not?
Whoa.
And so what really happened was I got her answering machine. And I got confused because it was one of those funny outgoing messages that was like, hey, it's me. And I was like, oh, hi. Hey, how would you like to be in this movie? Hear me out. It would be a fun romp. Well, there's comedy, there's drama, there's a little bit of sci-fi. And I went on like that for a couple of days before it ran out of space. She had a 2-day tape.
Oh my God. How embarrassing for you.
Quality. Really low recording quality setting on the tape. So it went for 48 hours. And then finally someone burst through my door and said, she's an Africa dude. And I was like, no, we got to get the tape. So me and my buddies decided to go on a road trip and get the tape back before she heard it and farted in my face.
Yes.
Wow. The typical story.
That's the movie, man. That's the movie right there. That's what you got to make.
Well, that's an incredible Hollywood story. And some would even say that could be construed as a Hollywood fact.
Nice. Well, it's Hollywood Facts, and we're going downtown. Going to Inglewood now. Everybody do your facts and know your stars. There's glitz and glamour and lots of bars. Get a drink at a club, then go walk in front of Chinese theater. Hollywood Facts. Take out your dick.
Check out the facts. It's the Hollywood Facts.
Bro.
Nice, huh?
There it was.
Do you remember that?
Nope.
Do you want to see if you can get the I noticed you sort of tried to remember the lyrics as we played it. Do you want to see how many you can get if we play it again?
I think that it escapes me a lot more.
Let's try it one more time. Here we go. All right, Kevin, let's play that one more time.
Nice.
Well, it's Hollywood Facts, and we're going downtown. Going to Inglewood now.
Everybody do your facts and know your stars. There's glitz
And glamour and lots of bars. Get a drink at a club. Then go walk in front of the Chinese theater.
Hollywood
Facts.
Take out your
dick. Check out the facts. It's the Hollywood Facts, bro.
Hollywood Facts, bro.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I did badly.
Yeah.
I said a lot of words that rhymed with the words that were said.
Yeah,
Does that count
that's
for
not
something?
bad. Yeah, why not? We should re-record that anyway. Do a Hollywood Facts 2020
Yeah.
with the Sloppy
stuff.
Boys.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You guys could do like
That'd be great.
You guys could do like a backing band thing, like when Jay-Z and Linkin Park did that mashup album.
Yeah. Did their like sort of unplugged thing.
Well, look, we need to take a break, but before we do, Sloppy Boys, are you guys ready to sing one of your songs off the new album Paradiso?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What is this song going to be called? This is, now I've not heard your album. This is going to be the first time I've heard one of these songs. What is this called?
The Master Bong Ripper.
The Master Bong Ripper. Now, a lot of people, they need to know this. We've emphasized this on your previous appearances. You're not a joke band. This is not a joke. You're
This
a
is
real
not
band.
a joke. This song, The Master Bong Ripper, is not a joke.
No.
You are a real band and you have a real
band.
album. All right,
That's
here we
right.
go. This is Master Bong Ripper. This is the Sloppy Boys. You guys ready to do it?
Yes.
All right, take it away.
I'm the Master Bong Ripper. I'm known throughout the town. If you think you've spied a smokestack, it's just me that you have found. The Master Bong Ripper. The Master Bong Ripper. The Master Bong Ripper. The Master Bong Ripper. I worry about the ozone and the greenhouse effect. But when my puffs finally roast the ice caps, at least I'll be totally wrecked. The Master Bong Ripper! The Master Bong Ripper! The Master Bong Ripper! The Master Bong Ripper! Toke! Smoke! Stoke! Sail!
Oh,
Yes.
amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
You guys are going to be doing more songs throughout the show. We need to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking to a newcomer to LA as well as a singer-songwriter. We will be right back with more Andy Samberg, more Sloppy Boys, more Comedy Bang Bang after this. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back. Andy Samberg from Palm Springs is here.
Fuck yeah.
Anyone with a Hulu account can see it from as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
No ads as well.
If you have no ads, it's better.
No, but what I'm saying is I have an account. I don't like to brag, but I have one with ads. I haven't upgraded to the no ads, and they air the movie without ads.
Well, it's a movie. It would be pretty
Well,
rude to put ads.
sure, but I've seen movies on Hulu where they put ads throughout it. So I was pleasantly surprised that it was uninterrupted and uncut.
This may not be of interest to the listener, but I'm curious. What movies had ads on them?
Well, let's see. There was the two-fisted punch of Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Two-fisted punch.
We also have the Sloppy Boys. Speaking of fists, they have 6 of them, but not when they play their instruments because they unclench them in order to manipulate their instruments.
Yeah, we got to hold
Yeah,
a
that's true.
Yeah. And they're playing songs from their album Paradiso, which is out now. People can hover over that purchase button as long as they like.
Lay some weight on that finger and click right through, I say.
Sure. But we do have to get to our next guest. He is a newcomer to LA. Please welcome, first time on the show, Barry Sams.
Hey, thank you so much, Scott. What a pleasure. What a pleasure to be here. I hope I'm not putting anybody out.
I don't think so. I mean, it's our pleasure to have you.
Oh, great.
Why would you think you're putting someone out?
I don't want to impose on anybody. I'm a regular guy. I'm just here I'm on low profile and just looking to be a good neighbor and a good resident of this fine city. And hey, I'm just here to say hi to Los Angeles. Hey, hi.
Hey, it's great to have you. How long have you been in Los Angeles?
2 weeks, baby. 2 weeks, and I'm loving it.
14 days.
That's correct. What an interesting way to change that. But yes, 14 days.
How many nights? 13 or 15?
I guess that's 13 nights because I arrived here in a beautiful blue sky morning 2 weeks ago. So I got more days than nights so far.
Oh, that's probably how it's going to be until you leave, unless you leave
that's true.
Under the cover of darkness.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Then you'd be even.
Yeah, that's right. Well, okay, listen, I do have an agenda beyond just sort of saying hi to Los Angeles.
Oh.
I have a minor problem on my street, and I hate bringing this up, but I live on Prospect Avenue in Los Feliz. I don't want to get any more specific than that.
Well, are we talking, though, north or south on Prospect?
North.
North Prospect?
That's right. I can't, but no more specific than that. I don't want. I don't want to be outed. I don't want people because.
What's your cross street though?
I'm worried about. I don't want to get that close. I'm really.
But what is it?
It's Wayne. It's Wayne. But no more.
Prospect and Wayne.
That's right.
Okay, you can't get any more specific than that.
Well, there's a couple houses.
What are we talking? The house on the corner or the apartment building?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. On the corner. But it's on the corner.
On the corner.
Yes. There's 2 corners, so it doesn't matter. One of those 2 houses. I'm in one of those. And there is.
How can there be 2 corners?
It's a T. The Wayne sort of tees into.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So corners and then a flat side.
That's correct. And I'm not on the flat side.
You're not on the flat side. You're on one of the 2 corners.
Which is all I'll say.
The house corner or the apartment corner?
The apartment corner.
Okay.
But in one of those.
Top floor?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which of those that it is.
Okay. Because it's a 2-floor apartment building.
It's a 2-floor and I am on the top floor.
You're on the top. Okay,
yes.
Great. Those are nicer.
I think they're
like
nicer. Oh yeah, thanks for appreciating.
Yeah, the ceilings are a little bit.
Well, you really have intimate knowledge of this neighborhood. Are you just like walking around?
Oh yeah, I keep trying to know. I'm a real estate guy.
Oh okay.
I'm always on Zillow.
This is a good neighborhood. The prices are crazy here.
Oh yeah, no, it's an up and coming neighborhood, so it's great.
Scott, can I jump in with a question?
Yeah, sure.
What's the address?
That doesn't matter, and I'm not. That's really something I can't say because I'm really looking to protect. No, that's okay. I'm trying to protect my privacy.
But you're in apartment. You're in apartment to something because it's on
the second floor. Yeah, and my address is between 1500 and 2000. It's in that area. Right. If you're just looking to narrow down the area,
somewhere in the 1736 Prospect apartment.
That's exactly it. It's 1736 Prospect. But it doesn't matter. Anything,
I figured. I saw a showing of that place.
That was a freakish recall. I want to say.
I saw a showing of that place 3 weeks ago.
I moved in right after that. I probably. Wow.
Yeah, it was an investment opportunity for me.
Well, you didn't like it though?
I'm not your landlord. I didn't buy it.
Oh, okay. I'm renting because I didn't buy that place.
And what's the rent? What's the rent on it? Sorry,
I can't get into that. No. It's just so personal.
It's probably 1 week out of your salary, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm a smartly budgeted guy, so I just that's what I want. And I don't want to say it's a 1-bedroom and it's a nice 1-bedroom in a nice neighborhood.
Oh, it's really nice. I wouldn't call it a view necessarily, unless
it's not a view, but I got some nice natural light comes in.
A mini mall is a view to you, yeah. But good natural light.
The commerce is success is what I've always
rents
said.
in Los Angeles being what they are, it's about when I was looking at it, it was $2,300 a month.
It's $2,400. It's $2,400.
Okay, yeah,
that's right. Okay,
so you know what?
I think it's a deal for the neighborhood. It's a deal. I think.
So you're making amenities, $9,600 a month, pretty much.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
at your job, which is what do you do?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I do.
It doesn't matter with. Okay. All right.
I don't think so. I don't want to give that away. I don't want to give away what I'm doing. I'm just looking to get to know the neighbors. I have a few minor grievances.
You're on the just shy of $100,000 a year.
Hey, I'm doing
so
all
you
right.
must do something.
I don't want to. Hey, I'm not looking to flex here. I'm happy with how things are going.
Totally. And like we don't need to get into like what your social is or anything like that.
Or the last 4 digits.
I can't even imagine why that would be interesting to anybody, even if I were to accidentally give that away. And I certainly have said more than I meant to, but I don't see how that's even.
But there's certainly not 0000.
No. There's numbers. There's no zeros. Actually, there's no zeros.
No zeros.
Yeah.
Are
they're all
any
odd
nines
numbers.
in there?
They're all odd numbers.
They're all odd numbers.
That's right.
Okay,
yeah.
but no nines? You said no nines?
There's 1 9.
Oh, okay. But you said no 3s. Is that what you said?
I said no. I said there's no zeros. There's 2 3s. There's no zeros. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that you said no 5s.
Did I say that? That's insane.
pretty sure,
the first number is a 5, so I wouldn't have said there's no 5s. So there's no way I said that because the first number is a 5.
Okay. All right. Now, just
none of this matters. This doesn't matter.
None of it matters. Before we get into your
numbers of my social security number are 5339.
Yeah,
and that doesn't matter. I think that's
it doesn't matter.
It's out there now.
That does not tell you.
Sure.
That's irrelevant. It also doesn't tell you anything about me as a man.
Before we get to why you're here, I like to know a little bit of background on our guests.
Okay, yeah,
how they grew up. So, did you have a pet growing up?
It doesn't matter. Yes. I had a pet. It was irrelevant.
What was the pet's name?
That pet is long dead, and it doesn't matter.
What was the poor little
pet's name was
dead
Adolf.
pet's name?
The pet's name was Adolf. It's an ironic name. It was an ironic.
It was ironic.
It was a dumb joke that my dad did, and it was stupid, but it stuck, and it was we were ashamed of that.
What was the joke? I mean, I don't even know how
funny
that's
to name a pet after Adolf Hitler, like this the most hated man in history.
I think you would call it Hitler. You wouldn't call it Adolf.
Well, he's a coward of a man. He backed off the joke, and he just did Adolf. I don't know. My dad, he wasn't a comedian.
Your dad was a coward, you say?
I say he was a coward. Yeah, we didn't get along. I'm sorry to say that publicly. I can't.
But your mother,
I loved her. I adored my mother.
I mean, her last name was not Sam's before
of course not. No.
She married your father, right?
What
was her last
traditional
name?
couple. She took my father's name. It was not Sam's.
What was her name before that, though?
I really don't. This is something I'm just looking to keep it anonymous. I don't want my neighbors to get mad at me when I air my grievances.
Sure, but I mean, I need to know this about guests, about their background,
really
sort of about your upbringing, and
I do want to respect the show. Her last name was Geritano.
Geritano. So she was
Italian.
Is that Italian? Okay,
yeah, it's an Italian last name.
Are citizens from Europe?
Yes, I suppose. Yes, her ancestry.
That's the nickname we give to the Italian people. Our citizens from Europe.
Yes, that's right. What a careful way to put that. Yes, she was amongst citizenry from Europe. Yes, I mean,
fantastic.
She was born in the States. It's Italian heritage.
Wonderful. Andy, do you have everything you need?
I'm going to probably circle back on a few things, but let's just move forward. I think he wants to complain about his neighbors, and that sounds pretty
all right.
juicy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Hey, my neighbors are great. I don't mean to start any trouble. I just have a few grievances, and I just want to get them out. And this was the best way I could think to address it in sort of a diplomatic way.
So if you live on the flat end of Prospect
and
Wayne,
mm-hmm.
or even on the opposing corner where there's a house, a really beautiful craftsman.
My gosh, yes,
over there.
It
seemed to have an addition up there on the top.
Wow, good.
I scouted that as
well. Yeah, it's a lovely place.
It was really
someday.
It was not open to the public. It was sort of a pocket listing at that point, but
pocket listing.
Yeah, it was,
wow, you're really.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Incredible. Anyway, go ahead. So if you're one of these people. Please listen to what Barry Sams has.
Yes, if you're one of the people in that house, for example, or if you're up on the flat side.
What about the people in your apartment building there?
Well, I really want to be careful about offending them because they are my direct neighbors, and I don't really have issues with them.
Okay. Don't have issues with them. This is the people on the flat end or the opposing
house
corner?
People, the flat end and the corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hit us. What do we got?
Dogs have been allowed to run loose in a way that I think is unsafe for the dogs. And it frightens me. I'm frightened of dogs. Hey, that's just, I grew up with cats, and the dogs have been allowed to run.
And that makes you afraid of dogs growing up with cats? I mean, I didn't grow up with cats. I'm not afraid of humans.
If you grew up with cats, you'd be scared of dogs.
So what is the issue? You're afraid of dogs.
Loose. The dogs are loose and they are following me. The dogs are loose and they are following me and they are surrounding me and they are harassing me. I'm going to say the dogs are harassing. They can sense then I'm scared of them. Dogs can sense fear. And they're harassing me. And you know what? The dogs don't have to like me, but I say, keep them on a leash, keep them on your property, and we're good. They can bark all they want. They can bark and howl and do whatever they need.
So I've heard of freaks on a leash, but dogs off a leash? This is not a good situation.
Not a good thing. Freaks on a leash, I would love. If they had freaks on a leash, I don't know exactly what that would be. Sex people in gimp masks, or just sort of
maybe a sub to your
adventures.
Dom or something.
Yeah, if they're on a leash, that's people's business.
Sure. So you would prefer that to just wild dogs surrounding you.
I'm just going to tell you, I was born in hell, okay? And I'm a creature of hell, and I moved to Los Angeles 2 weeks ago. And I'm just trying to fit in. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to say anything.
Born in hell?
I was born in hell. My father was a demon, and my mother was Hester Geritano from Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Oh.
And there was an unholy union, and I am the product of that union. And I lived in hell until I was 41 years old. And then I was like, I've had it. I'm going to go live on Earth.
Okay, so
And I didn't want to say any of that. I'm just, the dogs are driving me bananas.
given that new info, Scott, do you mind if I ask another question?
Yeah, please.
And of course, feel free not to answer. But do you know like the last four of your mom's social?
Is that really what you want to ask right now? That's what
before she passed on.
That's the follow-up question.
Well,
by the way, I'm assuming she's dead. Did your this romance happen in hell? I mean, I thought the demons were only allowed to torture humans down there, but they're allowed to have sex with them?
My mom was a charmer. And demons are allowed to
you
visit.
Put this on your mom.
I don't think it was.
So your mom was she lured the demon.
Yes, though that's
Okay.
true. They both agreed on that story. Yeah, but I don't see that as bad behavior on my mother's part. I mean, they fell in love. I mean, I think there was some real romance there.
But your mom came down to hell, sort of shaking.
No. My dad was walking in the mortal world.
Oh,
Demons are allowed to come to the mortal world to try to tempt mortals.
And when you say romance, like what kind of positions?
Look, that is not for public consumption to get into positions. It's very, I'll tell you, ironically, it was a missionary position,
Right.
that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a funny
That's
joke.
interesting.
Yeah.
You know that. Not too many people know what the position their parents were in.
My dad was a drinker, and if he had a couple of shots at him, he would blab, 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 just talk too much.
Yeah.
And my mom had passed away, so he'd be very sentimental talking about her. So
He couldn't go down to hell to visit her, or did she go to heaven?
she went to heaven.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
it was
is
a
like
tragedy.
Romeo and Juliet,
It was a
star-crossed
tragedy.
lovers.
Yeah. And I think God did that personally to kind of stick it to my
Did she try to sin a little more before she died?
She couldn't do it. She was
sure.
a natural rule follower. She tried to work it out that she'd go down to hell, but what are you going to do?
Oh man. So
Yeah,
what's the worst thing she ever did?
She refused to return library books, and she'd swear at police.
Swear at police.
But she was so charming that they were never threatened by it. And they just say, Hester, you.
Yeah.
My mother's social security number, I just think that's not, I do happen to know it, but I feel like I would be disrespecting her memory.
Andy, let me know
saying
when you're jacked into the internet, by the way, when you have all this information.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Okay.
You know that I can't hear you when you turn your head away from me on the Zoom screen. Do you know that?
Yeah, I
Scott?
do know that. Yeah.
The audio is hard for me to hear when you do that.
Yeah, of course I know that.
Okay, well, if you're saying something to me, I didn't hear it.
So Barry, I mean, it makes more sense to me now to hear that your father had this ironic joke naming the dog, which I'm presuming
Adolf.
is a hellhound.
It's a hellhound. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
naming it Adolf.
Hellcat.
Yeah.
Hellcat.
Oh, it was Hellcat. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
I was raised
Yeah.
by cats. I was raised around cats.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Those two
We
things
said that before,
did not
so-
contradict each other.
No. I almost did, but I remembered.
Right. So, well, what an interesting. Why would you come up here to Los Angeles from hell?
I just want to change a scenery. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of my hometown. There's a bunch of duds.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
ever moves out. Everybody just sticks around town, heads to the local bars. It's a bad scene.
Well, you grew up there. I don't know whether you were born in hell. Were you born
I was
here
born
on
in
Earth?
hell.
You were born in hell. So you didn't die as an infant and go down to hell or no.
I
Okay.
just
so
came
you're
up-
you're still alive. You've always
I
been
came
alive.
up through some deep caverns in Iceland.
Right. So you grew up in hell.
And hey, it's not the worst place, and it's a nice place to raise kids. I'm not saying
Is
it's
it?
the worst place, and it's like
What's
quiet.
so nice about it?
Just families respect each other, and the schools are good, and just like there's plenty of employment.
So are you tortured the entire time you're in hell just because
Yes.
you grew up there? Oh, you are. See, that's
Until
that's
you're
a-
13, till you become a man.
Oh.
That's
So you have sort of like the equivalent of a bar mitzvah?
You go through like a bar
or-
mitzvah, and you no longer have to be tortured. You know, you can
That's nice.
you can take part in the torturing after that if you want.
Really? You could pick up a pitchfork, or are you
Yeah, sure,
given
if
a
you want.
pitchfork
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
part of
13?
That's the way it's done. It's the way it's done.
Yeah. You ever stick a pitchfork in anyone's tiny butt?
Oh yeah, those are the most tiny butts are the most fun because they're hard to get. If it's a big old butt, stick a pitchfork in it. Who cares? That's easy.
The Sir Mix-a-Lot special, especially if
If this is
5'2".
Sir Mix-a-Lot special and you stick a pitchfork, it's like, well, this wasn't satisfying. But if someone's got a little flat butt, like just like no butt at all, and you get a pitchfork in there, you're like, I'm pretty good.
Right, like an elusive little tiny tutor.
Yeah, if it's an elusive little tiny tutor and you boop, it's like, hey, I guess
I saw a tiny tutor the other day, by the way, and it was over there in Franklin Heights, and it was a tiny tutor, and it was 3 bedrooms.
Hey, you're off the clock.
For
You're off the clock.
$3.4 million. That's too much for Franklin Heights.
That's too much.
If it were a big tutor, that would be
Sure.
would make lots of sense. But
Of course, a tiny one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just having trouble with the dogs. The dogs can tell that I'm a creature of hell, and I'm just saying, keep them on a leash. I understand that my infernal nature and my fallen lineage is going to provoke the dogs, but just keep them on a leash. And I accept it. And frankly,
Are you
the
sure
littering,
that it's because you're from hell? I mean, I've had
assume.
dogs bark at me.
they go crazy. They go nuts when I walk by.
Maybe they're fans.
Fans?
Yeah, maybe they're fans. Like they go nuts. Like they're like, it's him.
Wow, you think so? You think they recognize me as a creature of hell and they're just like, go, dude?
I mean,
Yeah, dogs can't, cheer.
could be.
They have one move. The bark.
Yeah,
Are they biting you?
No. They're like getting up on their hind legs and just sort of swapping their paws in the air like they're trying to swim and stuff like that.
Right. Are they going like, woo, 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 like, like,
Yeah. They
the
get like a
dog
little
pounds?
paw on the side and they go,
Oh, yeah.
woo, woo, woo.
They might be just fired up to see you. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, I wasn't raised around hellhounds. My dad was a cat dude.
Right.
But,
Where did the cat come from, by the way? Because I've heard of hell hounds, but
Yeah.
are there cats, or are these cats who have died on Earth and are being tortured?
They're cats that died on Earth, but my dad, he's a sucker. He was a sucker for them. He would adopt stray hell cats like nobody's business. We had like 4 of them at one point.
So that settles the question. There's no different dog and cat heaven.
There's no dog and cat hell. There's just one clearinghouse for that. And I guess all cats don't go to heaven.
Yeah. Do your pets go to wherever you go? So like if you go to heaven,
I don't
your
know,
dog
'cause I
gets
wasn't-
grandfathered in, or
I wasn't born on Earth, so you know what I mean? Like I was born down there. The cats showed up. Then we adopted them. So I don't really know. I don't know how that works.
yeah.
Yeah.
Andy, what do you think about this? This is,
I was going to ask,
Run out of steam on this? I think it was going pretty good. What's happening?
no, there's a lot of info. I feel like now that we know all this, I would wonder if you had like a hidden key anywhere near your place.
I'm really worried about my privacy, Andy. My
is there like a
neighbors-
fake rock that's,
just under the mat,
I just,
under a plant.
really in an apartment under the mat is the only way to go.
I think that would be just really, really irresponsible of me to let
Especially
slip.
on the second floor, it would be hard to put it on a balcony.
Yeah, you
or
can't put a
something,
rock on a
know?
balcony. You have to like put it on top of
Yeah.
a fire extinguisher box and stuff like
Great,
that.
got
You know what
it.
I mean?
A
Like,
fire extinguisher box. Got it. You're in?
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, great. All right.
Scott, you turned away again. I couldn't hear you when you turned away. As if you said something to me I didn't understand.
Andy, just do a sweep. Do a sweep of his entire place.
Everything.
Let me know what's inside.
Everything
All right.
looks legit.
All right. He has security cameras that we can hack into.
Yep, we're in.
Okay, we're in. Very good. Okay.
Okay, I'm in.
Amazing.
Is no one talking
hang
to
on.
me now? I'm the guest on the show, right?
Little
No
more
one's talking
code.
to me.
I got to enter a
clearly.
little more code.
A little more code. Okay. Put in that
Just a little
code.
code.
Sloppy boys are just giving me eyes.
I'm almost in.
I'm wrapped by this your whole situation.
I'm still
It's
trying to get in.
unbelievable.
Oh man, he's
I would
got
say, Andy, that a lot of our earlier questions were not germane to this. We just needed to find out where the key
this
was.
guy's got all kinds of firewalls.
Oh, okay.
This is a real challenge for me as a hacker. Okay, I'm in.
I should say back when I don't know if this is relevant. Back when I was in hell, I was a PHP programmer.
What does that mean, PHP?
That's a computer programming language, and that's how I made my living. I made computer
okay.
programs in PHP. I'm still a little
There's-
bit of an amateur.
Computer programming down in hell?
Yeah. It's a lot of work down there. They like updated their technology. You know, they're on top of it.
Oh, really? So it's sort of like the Apple Store down there, but,
It's beautiful.
people poking each other in the butts. I guess it's more one way.
Yeah, if you are of the torturers, you have access to all this technology. But yeah, if you're being, punished,
If
for
you're
your
being
sins-
tortured, did anyone who was ever tortured ever say like, "Hey, can I see that pitchfork for a second?" And then,
yes,
Yeah.
it is a huge slip up, and I've done that many times. I'm a chatty, gregarious fellow. I get it from my dad, and if somebody strikes up a conversation, I'm a sucker. And
Yeah.
I've
You just
lost
hand it right over, huh?
I've lost dozens of pitchforks.
You've lost them. So wait, the people.
Because they run off with them. Once they get the pitchforks, they're off. Like, because there's a
I
lot
would
of
think
power
that they
in
would
them.
turn them on you and attack you, but they
do
just
that
run
sometimes.
away.
They do that sometimes.
Get
but-
away from you.
Oh yeah, whoever holds them is endowed with temporary. There's a lot of power in the pitchfork.
Oh,
They grant
really?
You
So they
access
have-
to other realms, and you can fly
Oh.
around and assume other forms.
Do you have to sit on the pitchfork like a witch would? Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
broom?
You can straddle it and like zip
Or like
around.
Harry Potter, written by that notorious turf J.K. Rowling.
Sure.
Hey, separate the art from the artist. That's what I say.
Sure. Wait, is that your motto? Why is that?
Because in hell, we only like the bad people. We're like, just because the art's not bad, we can still hate the people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can straddle the pitchfork, but if you do it backwards, you go the wrong way and you ram into walls and stuff like that. I would do that all the time.
I mean, that's what
So
happens with cars too.
Make sure you're facing the right way on those things
Yeah.
because they move. But
Yeah,
I've lost
definitely.
several dozen pitchforks, and some of those mortals are still wreaking havoc, and that's
Yeah,
on me.
I bet. Andy, you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got in there?
Jack shit. This is a bust.
This is a bust.
nothing
God
here.
damn
It's
it.
like-
This is the only reason I had this drip on the show is so we can steal all this cool
It
shit.
doesn't have much stuff. There's like a pitchfork, but it looks pretty whack.
Wait, but if we get on that thing,
Right.
we're imbued with all of his powers as long as we don't get on the wrong way. and
Anyway,
go
I'm also
backwards.
I'm a fan of Bruce.
Oh no, Andy jumped on that pitchfork and he took off the wrong way.
I hope I'm not boring you guys.
Oh no, this is not boring. Andy, get off that thing. All right, we need to take a break and figure this out. Sloppy Boys, you guys ready to do another song?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. What song is this going to be?
Out on the town.
Out on the Town. This is off of the new record Parody. So this is the Sloppy Boys. Hit it, guys.
Well, this thing here happens every week. It's Friday afternoon and things are looking bleak. Tim, Jeff, and me sitting bored at work at a company that makes silent fireworks. All we want to do is let our free flags fly. So damn bored that we're going cross-eyed. Then Jeff thinks of something and we feel all right. In just a few hours, it's Friday night. We're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? Come on, we're going out on the town. We want to go out and live that Friday night dream, but to get us looking good, it takes a whole team. I got a Manny and a Petty from my main man Freddie. I got my hair done by my best friend Don. Got a real close shave from my nephew Dave. If you could see me now, you'd be impressed with Dave. I got myself a limo for me to drive. Tim and Jeff up front sitting by my side, swerving all around the road because they were tickling me. Tim sneezed on the windshield, we could barely see. Then we cruised to Burger King and got our favorite thing, 10 cups of ketchup and an onion ring. We're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? Come on, we're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? So we stepped inside the club and we did our favorite dance. Everyone there said we had nice pants. Corduroy jeans cut off at the calf. They asked us where we got them and we just laughed.
Come on, you gotta tell us, did you get him at the mall?
You gonna ask that? Man, you got some gall.
Did you find him online at the hippest site?
I got shoes there once and the shoes were too tight.
Did you get him in Paris during Fashion Week?
And spend $1,000 on a flight? Don't be a freak. So we quieted down the whole damn place. We're gonna tell you where we got them, then get out of our face. We didn't buy them at the mall or put them off the shelf. Listen up, fools. We made them ourselves. We're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? We're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? Swerving all around the road because they were tickling me. Tickling me. Tickling me. Tickling me. Oh, we danced all night, all by ourselves, shaking and giggling like Christmas elves. Giggling because the Sloppy Boys love to dance, but people kept asking all about our pants. We already told you, were we not clear? They said,
So sorry, but we just got here.
Then we looked at our watches, it was time to leave. Home and in bed. By 9:33, we're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? Come on, we're going out on the town. Don't you know we're going out on the town? Out on the town, going out on the town. Out on the town, going out on the town. Out on the town, going out on the town. Out on the town, going out on the town.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Incredible. That's the Sloppy Boys. Okay, we're going to come right back with more Comedy Bang Bang, more Andy Samberg, more Sloppy Boys, more Barry Sams. We have a singer-songwriter after this. We'll be right back. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back. We have Andy Samberg from Palm Springs is here. We also know him from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and, of course, Saturday Night Live and things like I'm on a boat and the Bash Brothers Experience and just a multitude of items that our audience would enjoy, just a body of work that stands the test of time. And
so nice.
He always takes time to be on this podcast as well. He's worked up a nice over the 11 years, I would say a good 10 episodes or something like that. So
is that true?
Yeah, probably not one per year, certainly, but maybe you've done 6 to 10, somewhere around there. And
I should do 1 year where I do like 8 and then take a few years off.
That would be, I mean, this is your second in this calendar year of 2020, best year ever. So, maybe we could work up 6 more here before the year is out.
I'm pretty busy these days.
You are booked solid in front of that screen. We also have the Sloppy Boys. We just heard you guys are working in a different style. That was a kind of a Beastie Boys sort of rap song.
That was our rap.
That's right.
We also have Barry Sams, who is related to the Prince of Hell. Although I guess your father
Not
was
a prince,
just
God. He wishes. No, he was a far.
Barry Sam's looking out that window out of his nice view there.
Yeah, it's a terrific view.
Yeah,
looking out for those dogs.
What's going on at the mini mart over there?
Let me see. There's
what about that liquor store?
Yeah, there's
Kay's Liquor. I took a look at that too.
God, you're a crazy.
It's
memory.
crazy what they're asking for that. Yeah, it's crazy what they're asking.
Are you like flipping properties, Scott?
That's all I'm doing, man.
You and Renner.
me and Renner. Well, I got to tell you, my Scott Aukerman app did not work. It was a bust, just like the Jeremy Renner app.
Good for you for trying.
My music career is going nowhere.
The liquor store's got a new sign. It seems like they cleaned up the place a little bit.
New sign? What's going on down there?
Just like I guess they got some neon going there, and it just looks like
not a sign advertising something that they're selling.
No.
You mean like their
actual
store
storefront sign?
Well, last time it was like a kind of a spinning neon with a clown on it. It was like almost kind of implying that the K stood for clown.
Yeah, they've scaled way back.
Now?
It's an austere Helvetica, understated. It's beautiful.
Really?
Yes.
Doesn't spin at all? No
spinning.
Neon?
It is solid as a rock.
What does it look like, a bank or something?
Looks like a bank. I think that's smart.
No,
I think that's smart.
It's smart. Well, you're from hell.
Hey,
to
watch
quote
it, all
Richard
right, pal?
Lewis.
I watched movies and TV shows. I'm up on things.
All right. You're just like Johnny Depp from hell.
I'm exactly like Johnny Depp. People, yeah.
Well, we do need to get to our next guest, and he is the aforementioned singer-songwriter. He's made more than Andy's appearances. He's made more than the between 6 and 10 that he's done. He's been on the show as a semi-regular. Please welcome back to the show, John Lennon.
Hello, Scott. How are you doing?
Doing real good, real good. Great to see you.
It's great to see you, too. God, it hasn't been long. I think I saw you 2 months ago.
Yeah, I believe we did. Andy, if you don't know, and the Sloppy Boys, if you don't know, I think you were on with John Lennon once before, so you guys do know. But Andy, you probably don't know. John Lennon he's a singer-songwriter. He was in a band once.
I was in a European rock and roll band.
Called the...
the Beatles. I don't know if
but not spelled the way that you...
Not spelled the way I wanted to. We accidentally swapped out an E with an A as a joke, and it stuck, and I don't... Yeah, I'm still
like
kind of mad about
joke.
That. I don't think it's that off color.
But yeah, anyway, so you may not remember this, but in 1980, he was shot to death and
got right in the body, bled all over the place.
Right in the body, yeah, right. Which is the last place you want to get shot.
Yeah.
Is your body.
It's either head or body.
And then, came back to life 4 years later.
4 years after that, I lived in my grave for a little while. It was dead, and I decided to come back to life because it was boring down there, and that's it.
And has been living in New York City ever since.
In the Dakotas.
Maybe you came across him. I don't know, Andy. You lived in New York City for quite a spell.
No, I don't.
No, I wasn't doing much in the way of going out back then.
Back then, really, during the 2005 through what was that? 2011.
Yeah, you didn't swing by SNL?
I'd pop in but you guys were already wrapped up and gone. I would get there late.
You'd get there, 1:10?
Yeah, I'd get by and everyone, they went to the after party. I said, well, geez, now I'm driving all around the whole city trying to find this party. Right. I figured I'll just, talk with Don Pardo for a minute and then head home.
Oh, he talks your ear off, right?
Yeah, all he did was,
he would just say he'd repeat the cast over and over to me.
Nazim Pedrad.
Right, okay, Don. Yes, good. You happy? You don't know what bar they went to for the party. The whole
Why doesn't he decide to come back to life? That would be great.
Right.
It would be great.
Yeah, no, he can do it. Everyone can do it.
Everyone can do it. Just John is one of the few people who has. Who else has? You said Roseanne and Tom Arnold. They both came back to life.
Did I say that?
I think on our last show you said that. Yes.
I was crazy on that last show. I was so drunk.
Really? So nothing you said was true?
No, I had a little buzz going, but a lot of it was true.
All right. Well, what's been going on, John? It's great to see you. This is Barry Sam's from Hell, by the way, a place
Hello,
you
Barry.
did not go.
No, I did not go.
You were laying in the ground. You didn't.
I stuck in the ground. I didn't go anywhere. I was just sitting there on the ground.
I see. Is that the mistake people normally make as they go up to either heaven or hell?
Yeah, they get going too quick.
Yeah.
And you don't need to. You can just...
It's like relax, stay a while. You bought this coffin. Why not enjoy it?
Enjoy it for a minute, 4 years, and then pop out if you want.
And the last time we were on, we did talk about how when you decided to claw out of your coffin, you were being crushed by the earth. So you actually have come back to life 9 or 10 times because you kept being suffocated by the earth.
That's how it happened.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. So what's up?
With me, just sort of...
Sure, with you. Yeah, I'll take anyone, though.
I've sort of stopped... last time we talked, I was writing that Larry Plotter book.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, which is sort of a takeoff on
it was about Larry...
books written by that notorious TERF J.K. Rowling, right?
Right. It was inspired by the whole thing. It was Larry Plotter he's a magician who went to magician school, and Snape was there, and...
the Snape from Harry Potter. He would wander in.
He went to Hogwarts. From Hogwarts over to magician school.
He would come over and he'd say, "Boy, that Harry Potter's giving me a lot of trouble."
Right, and so I'm writing all these conversations about Snape complaining about Larry Plotter, to Larry Plotter about Harry Potter. And the whole thing is just getting long and long and long. And then,
you were saying you were on page like 15 and Snape had come in 8 times. Is that right?
He wouldn't leave. Snape won't leave this damn book I'm writing. So
speaking of Plotter, you had a problem with the plotting of your book.
from page 1.
Yeah.
So as we discussed, I did get into some legal, not trouble, just people saying, I probably shouldn't be writing this book because it's too close to the characters.
Yeah, well, I'm one of the people who said that.
Yeah, well, that's
definitely
right.
You were going to get sued.
Well, somebody listened to your podcast and came right to my, house and said, "You got to stop." And I said, "Fine, let me just rework it." And I was reworking it, and then all of a sudden, I've got a lot of the Matrix characters in there.
Which ones? What do we got? Neo,
Tank, Doza.
Tank is in there? No.
Yep.
So wait,
the Nebuchadnezzar flies through.
Was Larry Plotter being red-pilled?
We haven't even gotten there yet because it's just Snape filling everyone in on what's happening with Harry Potter.
Oh, no.
Detail by detail to all the people.
Yeah.
So I decided, to put that down for just a minute.
Good. Well, sometimes it can be great to focus on other things and it was, so what are you working on now?
Now I'm doing a lot of volunteer work.
Great.
I go down to there's a science lab here in town where they're trying to figure out the vaccine, for the COVID-19 vaccine. Oh. And I went down and I said, I'll do anything you want. Maybe I get in that, smart room, the think tank type thing and help you out.
The smart room.
The smart room. I was fumbling over my words because, I got to mess around with my mask. Are you wearing the mask, Scott?
Yeah, I not currently, of course, because we're on Zoom. But if you can't even think of the term think tank, then you're probably not smart enough to be in it.
Yeah, you sound like a worker in a think tank, Scott. That's exactly what they said to me.
Sure. So you've been trying to get in there. What do you think you have to offer when it comes to the vaccine?
Just positivity. People can get down on these types of projects, and you just got to say, you got to keep going.
So like a cheerleader done. In a sense.
In a way, in a sense. And, so they didn't go for that. So I'm just cleaning pipettes and things in the lab.
So John, what are you up to now? I mean, that's all in the past, it sounds like. What are you doing now?
I'm just sort of hanging around these days. I'm doing the do as much as possible.
Doing the do, what does that mean? Drinking Mountain Dew?
Drinking Mountain Dew.
Why?
Well, because when this whole thing's over, I want to do more motocross.
So you're prepping at this point.
Yeah, I'm just sort of getting dew going in me all the time.
When you say you want to do more motocross, so you've been doing some?
No, I want to do motocross.
So, okay, so you want to do more than zero motocross?
Yes, right, exactly.
Is it motocross or motorcross?
I say motor.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Motorbike crossing.
Motorbike crossing.
Right,
yeah.
I've been watching it on ESPN too because there's no sports to play, so they was showing that a lot.
What's your favorite move that they do? What do you think?
Oh, the one where they sort of get up on the bike and sit down and look at the audience and wave.
This is before the race starts?
Right. Yeah, I don't like the jumping through the air. I like to see the guy, the stats. And
sure, sounds like you could buy a bike and get on it, sit down, and wave at people if you wanted.
I've been doing it around my neighborhood. If I see a motorcycle parked,
May I ask a possibly personal question? And I apologize if this is too intrusive. Have you ever seen the people when they're riding bicycles? It's hands free. They're not touching the handlebars, and they're able to just bicycle forward. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I don't think that's too personal. Yeah,
can you do that?
I've been known to. Sure.
Okay, that's my question.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it got out there.
Hold
on, Scott. I gotta just set something right with the fellow who just asked me the question. I was lying.
Barry.
I've never seen that before.
Okay.
I wanted to sound
you've
like
never seen it before? Oh, I appreciate you going along with it.
I wanted to sound like a cool
Sometimes
guy.
I've only been here for 2 weeks, but I've seen people bicycling around Los Feliz Boulevard, and they just let go of the handlebars, and they just seem real, just cocky and comfortable on their bike moving forward, and that just fascinates me.
You've seen this on Los Feliz Boulevard? Are you being chased by dogs, though, at the time?
Yes, I'm usually running fast away from dogs who I assume are after me. So
it's safe to say your vision is somewhat impaired.
It's a little bit impaired, yeah.
You're not the most reliable narrator when it comes to this story.
I'm not. No, I could be totally wrong. But I'm it's not so hard to see that they're not holding on to handlebars. It's not like you need to really focus up on that.
It's a pure 50-50 shot as to whether they're holding on to the handlebars.
Is
that safe to assume?
No, I can definitely. I actually would say I'm pretty confident.
But were you in a court of law, no one could trust your judgment.
You know what?
I'm
going to double down on this. I would vouch that they're not holding on to handlebars, and I am running away from dogs.
It sounds like everyone on this podcast is making up a lot of things about what they've seen with handlebars.
No, I'm telling you the truth. I've seen people riding bikes. They're not holding their handlebars. The things I've said, this is the least likely thing for me to lie about.
I don't know. It sounds fishy. Sounds very, very fishy to me.
What would I gain by saying that I had seen people
respect
not hold
from
on
us? Cool points? I don't know.
You guys already.
I'm not. I don't have the mind of a criminal.
You begged me to be on the show, Scott. You begged me. You approached me on the street and begged me, and I said,
"Well, you were being chased by dogs." I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting to me. I was in the middle of walking along. I was singing to Bruce Hornsby in the Range, and you told me to take.
And you approached me and you said, "Hey, do you see those guys over there with their hands off their handlebars?" And I said, "Yeah, I see them."
Yeah, you verified it, and now you're attacking me for it. You begged me to be on your show. I was like, I'll binge it. I listened to every episode, and now here I am.
I asked you to binge the TV show. That was only 110, but you did all the podcast? Wow.
I binged it too. I binged it on Netflix before it went away. Then I went on the pod. I joined Stitcher. I paid everything. I listened to every episode. Stitcher Preem.
Amazing. All right. Well, I thank you for that. I'm sorry to come at you so hard.
I'm sure I was hostile. I'm a child of hell.
I think you were. Well, John, look, I got to say, out of all of your appearances, this is my favorite.
Really?
Sure, but
I don't see why.
Hey,
but
John,
we're running out of time.
John,
yes. You have a question?
How about a song?
Oh God, geez, I would love to do a song for you, but of course my guitar is not around with me.
Yeah, your guitar, it's with Ringo.
It's at Ringo's house. He borrowed it,
I'd feel bad if I didn't.
Every single time you say you're going to come back and have the guitar, the one with the skeleton finger whammy bar.
I'll send you his Ringo's email and text. You text him.
Can we get him on the show at some point?
If you can get him, if you can pin him down, he's awful, especially in COVID.
What do you mean? It seems like it's easier to pin everyone down during COVID.
No, everyone's just out and about. Did I mention this last time I was on the show? I thought maybe I did.
I don't think so. He broke core?
He goes out in quarantine all the time. He goes to underground dance clubs and he's hugging and kissing everybody. It's terrible.
Oh, no. Is he signing autographs? Because he said he would never do that again.
He's signing out everything. He sends me videos of what he's up to down those underground things.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy. I keep telling him this is bad news, and I'm probably going to get kicked out of the lab I'm working at.
Well, look, we are running out of time, though, John. I hate to cut you short, although it seemed like you had nothing else. We only have one final feature here on the show, and that is a little something called plugs.
Plugs, got me feeling emotional. Plugs, when you get all promotional, why don't you take your plug and put it inside me? And 9 months or so, well, let me plug baby, plug baby, plug baby, plug baby, plug baby, plug baby, let's plug it up.
All right, that was Plug Baby by McGugas. McGugas or MC Gugas. I'm not quite sure. It could be Master of Ceremonies Gugas. Guys, what are we plugging? Andy, obviously we want to plug Palm Springs. Anyone can get it who's sitting around at home. And even if it were not a COVID year, I think this would be one of the better movies that have one of the best movies that's come out, I would say, since that 1-2 punch of Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
Those are two good movies.
Okay. Anything else? I mean, obviously people should see this movie. It's on Hulu right now. Yeah. It's also, is it on demand or is it only on Hulu?
Just Hulu.
Okay. So get a Hulu account. You can get 30 days free if you've never had it. I'm presuming. I think you can get anything for free for 30 days.
You think you can do
right?
30 days free, watch the movie, and then just get off it?
Probably, or even 7 days or something. It only takes an hour and a half to watch. What if they only gave you 90 minutes free?
I would say watch Palm Springs.
Sure. That's a good use of your time.
I mean, it's already bought by Hulu. So for me, it doesn't matter if it counts for them.
But you want people to see it because we all want people to see our work. Of course I shut down the minute I get my paycheck, but you're emotionally invested in this.
Yes. We worked real hard on making a movie and now it's out.
Although it sounds like you only spent 21 days there on set, but still, I mean, it's, comparatively though.
Yeah, but it took 5 years to edit.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I was wondering why everything was set in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great movie. Check it out on Hulu. You can also check it out in a drive-in movie theater out there, and it's a good time. Anything else you want to plug?
Nope. Just
very good.
Peace, love, and understanding,
John Lennon, anything you want to plug?
Oh, no, just keep an eye out for this vaccine we're coming up with.
You're not part of it.
I think I'm
keep an eye out for it?
What? Keep an eye out.
Well, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, well,
People will hear about it.
Sure. Well, I'm aware of, movies coming out next year, but I keep an eye out for them.
But could you name the date Tenet is going to be there? No.
I can't.
They keep moving it,
Well, right, because we got to keep moving on this vaccine. So we're going to work on that for you guys and get the theaters safe again and get everyone out to see Tenet.
All right. Very good. How about you, Barry Sams? What are you plugging?
My friend Will Hines has an album. We're talking about a lot of albums today, and it's called Turn It Up. And if you want to hear two middle-aged, deadpan, low-energy dudes have a benign midlife crisis, then listen to this album of music they made for fun.
Wait, it's a music album? What is it?
Yeah. My friend, Will Hines' friend, Joel Spence, and he made an album. Yeah, music, just straight
Two
songs.
deadpan guys.
Two real low energy, dry. These guys are dry as heck. That's one of the first adjectives used to describe them. Super dry. If you want to hear music, be like, I wish it was more nuanced and not so on the nose. This is the album for you. It's called Turn It Up. It's like, what if They Might Be Giants weren't as good? That is how I would describe this album. And,
hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, but it's a real album, and it's on like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. And
Turn It Up by Will Hines and Joel Spence. Is that how one would find it?
Oh, the band. No, the band is Wayne and Rodney. I forgot. We just
Wayne and Rodney. Okay, okay, that's another layer, which is like I don't know how I'm going to find this.
They say make it hard to find is what they say if you're trying to cut through the noise.
All right. Well, I want to plug, I think it's too late to see Comedy Bang Bang on Netflix anymore, but they might have them on Pluto TV these days, so check it out. All right, let's close up the old plug bag.
You start with a C when you want to close it up. You lead with an L and then you Open up the plug bag. Open up the plug bag. Take your hand and open it up. Then Horatio comes and then he just says, been holding on my life in the days of paradise. Let's get it all my life in the days of paradise. Open up the plug bag and open up that plug bag. Open it up the plug bag and open it up some plug it up. Open up the plug bag. Open up the plug bag. Everybody wants to open up the plug bag. Just keep it fucking open up the plug. Open up the plug. Open up the plug. Open it up.
All right, guys, I want to thank you so much. Andy, always great to see you. Your second of 8 appearances this year.
Yeah, more on the way, and they're going to be all this good.
Damn.
You are a dynamo of energy today. And I thank you for it. Taking it up a notch.
The last 30 minutes of this, I've been checking my clock and seeing how late I am for dinner with my daughter.
Yeah. Is that a normal thing every night you have dinner with your daughter?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just the two of you?
Yeah, she cooks.
You clean?
Yeah.
And Barry Sam's, always great to see you. I mean, I say always great to see you in the hopes that I'll see you again.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, make it a regular thing. Make this the first of 8 times this year.
I'm available.
All right. Fantastic. I hope those dogs never catch up to you.
Ooh, thank you.
As the Irish once said, may the dogs never catch up to your pace.
Yeah.
John Lennon, I know you have to go right now. Goodbye.
But see you later.
And Sloppy Boys.
No, I think I can stay. I can stick around.
Oh, you can.
I've got nowhere to be. I'm actually going to stick around.
Sloppy Boys, you have one more song, right? One more song from Paradiso that you want to play here.
Yeah, check out the album. Scott, you really left us out of the plugs bag there.
Well, because because we're talking about it right now. You have a plug right here by playing a third song. What is this song called?
This song is called Little Miss Socialite.
Little Miss Socialite by the Sloppy Boys. This is going to take us out. Guys, hit it.
Oh, yeah. Studied at the finest schools and you summered by the flyest pools, but you haven't thought of quite everything, Little Miss Socialite. Oh, your daddy's compound's in Old St. Bart's and your mama's condo's got nouveau art, but have you even considered this? Take us with you. Take us with you. Take us with you. Please, Little Miss Socialite. Oh, we hear you took a trip right out to Ibiza. I wasn't there, no Jeff or Mike either. Did you really think we wouldn't want to be there? What? Oh, yeah. Watch some films at a fest in Cannes. We'd have gladly driven out in our van if you'd fandangoed us 3 tickets. Take us with you. Take us with you. Jeez, Little Miss Socialite. Oh, everybody in the Poconos knows when you go to Aspen or Stowe, you got to, at the very least, put us on a Amtrak. Plus, we heard your education really paid off. You got your own nonprofit with its own write-offs. Well, look no further, baby. We're accepting donations. Make us rich too. Make us rich too. All 3. Little Miss Philanthropist.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.